Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. Alright, chat, just give me 2 seconds here. Just give me 2 seconds, chat. We'll start this show momentarily. There's a part of me that's thinking, like, it's like, do I wait and write stuff down, or do I just jump into it? Okay, we're recording. Let me throw this up here. No, no, no. Hold on, let me mute. Putting something in the chat on the short stream. Alright, I think we're good. Okay, we're live. Mic check, mic check, mic check. Sweet. Okay, here we go. Sorry, people. Okay. All right, let me check one more thing. Okay, looks like we're all live. Looks like we're live. Looks like we're recording. Let me bring this mic down just a little bit. Okay. Hello. Welcome back to the show. We're just going to spice things up a little bit. We're going to do things a little bit different today. We're going to do a movie review. We haven't done a movie review in quite a while. The last time we talked about movies, we were talking about the Oscar nominations and stuff. This was a couple weeks ago. We talked about who was nominated for Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Actress, Screenplay, you know, and all that. We went over the Oscars and we went over just some of the nominees, you know, whether we agreed or disagreed with who they thought, you know, was a good pick. Personally, I still kind of feel like Dune 2 was snubbed a little bit on a lot of things, whether it was Best Director, like Dune 2 was the best movie of 2024. I don't know why the hell it wasn't nominated for just freaking everything, because yes, we know which movie made the most money. It was Deadpool and Wolverine, obviously. But they're not going to give Deadpool and Wolverine an Oscar. You know what I mean? Even though, yeah, Hugh Jackman acted his ass off, and he was really good reprising his role as Wolverine. This movie of itself, nowhere anywhere near Deadpool and Wolverine. Not even in humor, not even in satire, not even in like anything. My initial first reactions and thoughts to this movie is I feel like it left a lot on the table still. I feel like there was a lot of stuff that was just kind of like, there's still food on the plate. Like there's just still stuff where it's like, oh, we cut a corner here, we cut a corner there. And I saw a lot of reviews before I ever watched this movie of where, oh, you can tell where the reshoots are and where some of the cuts are. And so I was trying to watch and I was like, okay, where can you tell Like, where can you tell? Okay, this was stuff that was filmed in reshoots. This stuff was filmed here. I will just say, like, the very end. Oh, by the way, warning, spoilers. Spoiler warning. So if you do not want spoilers to this movie, swipe away. Just swipe away if you don't want spoilers to this movie. Swipe away. But after after the battle between Falcon and the Red Hulk, after he's transformed back into you know, Thunderbolt Ross, Harrison Ford. I'm just gonna call him Harrison Ford. Just A, because I don't give a shit, but B, I know him mostly as Harrison Ford. Either that or Han Solo, but I'm not calling him Han Solo. But the just like you could tell the green screen that Anthony Mackie was standing on when he was trying to talk to Ross. And it's like, the hell am I watching here? Where the hell did the budget of this film go? Like, just why does it look so bad? Like, some of the background characters that were standing behind him, you can tell it was a green screen just because of how rubbery they just looked, and it was like, oh, this is bad. Oh, this is so bad. But I mean, just goes to show. Now, let's get to the nitty gritty. Let's talk a little bit about like the plot. That I would say the rubberiness and like the terrible green screen at the end, I would say is like the only thing that I caught where it's like, okay, this was probably filmed during reshoots. This was definitely not something that happened like in the first go round when they started filming this movie, which I really wonder when they actually started shooting. I know I've covered a lot of and I've watched a lot of YouTube channels, and they've talked about, okay, and they've probably followed it to a T. Like, okay, this is when Anthony Mackie, this is when Disney, this is when Marvel, like, okay, we're going to start filming Brave New World, boom, right here. And I've kind of just watched it. I would say they probably started filming in what, 2022, maybe 2023. But, ooh, some of the shots were really, really rough, and just it looked cheap. It looked cheap, but again, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not gonna lie though. I think seeing Harrison Ford's face as the Red Hulk made a lot of sense. I think the CGI on that was not bad. That's not what looked cheap. What looked cheap was the green screen parts where you know something's happened. Like the extra trailer shots that weren't in the trailer, those ones looked pretty cheap. Every single time it showed him jumping towards the camera. Like there's one particular scene that I'm thinking of when he like jumps towards the camera, and the camera does like this weird zoom thing. It's like, okay, that looked pretty cheap. But I mean, yeah, this movie, woo. There's a lot of it that it's like, okay, yeah, this was a bad movie. But where, because I wanted to write out a pros and cons list, but I'm like, you know what? Who gives a shit? Let's just roll right into it, and let's talk about things I liked and things I didn't like. Let's start from the very beginning. One thing that I did like is, so, you know, Falcon was, you know, the sidekick to, you know, Steve Rogers, Captain America, and then now all of a sudden we have Walken, who's the sidekick to, you know, Falcon's new Captain Mantle, and he's the sidekick. He's the new Falcon and stuff. What I will give credit to, and it's like, you know what, it's a little campy, sometimes it's a little cringe, and sometimes the dialect is just a little, like, kind of on the nose. I will say, that is pretty tried and true to what all the Captain America and Marvel films have been before. I mean, it's like Bucky's always joking with Steve. Sam is always joking with Bucky. Sam's always joking with Steve. Like that, like, hey bro, kind of like attitude. It's always been there in every single like Marvel movie that we've watched. Like, I mean, Civil War. Like, I'm thinking of the scene when like Sam and Bucky are running and they're about to fight Spider-Man, and he's like, everybody's got a gimmick now. And, like, they're just the quick quippiness, as campy as it seemed, where it's like, oh my gosh, I felt like I haven't seen this in a while. Because I know it's like they're on the nose when I'm watching movies like Deadpool, of course, but like I hadn't seen this kind of campiness since 2023's Guardians of the Galaxy, and then before that Love and Thunder, where it's like, okay, it's a little forced, but you know, it is what it is. But I will say it kind of does follow along with how, you know what, that's exactly how the first three were. This is exactly how some of the dialogue is in these films, so it's like I'm not gonna hate on it too much. Now, what I will hate on, and something that I'm gonna bash just a little bit, is man, Walken was kind of like a he was giving off a Tom Holland vibe. I don't know what it was. Maybe just the energetic, where it's like we have the young recruit, like the Tom Holland figure, who's like young and energetic, and then we have Robert Downey Jr.'s character who's like honing it in, where it's like, oh, calm down a little bit. Um, it wasn't too much over the top to the point where it was distracting. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like Tom Holland's first times as Spider-Man, it was pretty annoying. It's like, okay, this is, hopefully they fix that, which they ended up fixing it. But there were some of the, like, I'm thinking of the workout scene right there at the very beginning, where he's like, who is this Gramps, you know? And he's talking like, what are we gonna do here? What are we gonna, you know, is this like, are we doing practice, you know, if you throw out a hip or something, like just those lighthearted jabs. It's like this isn't funny. This dialogue's kind of like cringe. And then there were a few handful of like lines where I was like, okay, that was pretty ham-fisted right there, where it's like, okay, what are we really talking about here? And I do feel like there's a lot of subliminal messages of read between the lines here. And I'm not saying that was something that took this away from the film, because the concept of this film was actually pretty damn good. Like, think about it. You know, you have the character who's locked up, and you know, Everett Ross personally wants him locked up, even though he's kind of a double crosser or whatever. Like, that motivation of, I want to lock you up on purpose, and I don't want you to ever see the light of day. It's like, that kind of has a unique, like, okay, that's a pretty solid point here. But then where it kind of gets into the whole mind control thing, I was like, oh brother, we've seen this before with, I mean, whether it's Hawkeye with the scepter, or Wanda doing it in Age of Ultron, or just like the mind control premise of where, yes, you say a few words, you know, Bucky goes off the grid and he becomes the Winter Soldier. Like, that concept is a good concept, but we've seen it before. And that's where I was like, okay, we've seen this trope before. It's kind of like, whatever. But the fact that it just came from the flashes of the phone, and then, okay, and I noticed that they hid this in the trailer and stuff, but the song cueing everybody up, where it's like, okay, I'm a super soldier now, where like it was just the mere song that played, and all of a sudden they become in a loose trance state where they can't, you know, they destroy. It's like, okay, this is a little, like, we've seen this before, and it's lazy, if that makes sense. Not saying that I disagreed with it and thought it was absolutely stupid, but it's kind of like, okay, but not, oh my gosh, this was a well thought out idea. It kind of just seemed pretty lazy. Now, what I will give the movie credit for, pause for 2 seconds. And again, this is a total 100% spoiler review, so if you don't want any spoilers, keep on sliding through. What I will give the credit to, and I kind of have this feeling with, I know this is crossing two different genres, but I think the problem with the Transformers movies were the humans. The humans were the problem in the Transformers movies. And what the problem in this movie is all the talking. Now, a lot of it does make sense because, you know, all of this stems from, hey, who's the buyer? And then we find out, oh, the buyer is, you know, the extra lab guy or whatever at the very end of the first Incredible Hulk movie, where it's like the tie-ins of that with how it's like, okay, this was the second MCU movie. This is a throwaway character that we haven't seen, talked about, even stared, like, no glance. Like, there has been no Incredible Hulk movie since that one. Even the actors in that one were not Mark Ruffalo. Like, it hasn't been retconned, but it's just kind of been buried and forgotten in the MCU. To tie all the way back to that, it's kind of like, it just seemed like a stretch. I feel like Giancarlo Esposito's character, I feel like he could have been just the bad guy the whole time. You know what I mean? Where he's working with Ross, but he's also kind of being a double crosser, secret agent thing, where it just, yeah, like the whole thing about like who's your buyer, why would we go here, and like the whole misdirection thing. Like the second, like it was revealed of who, which dude, I don't even give a shit what the bad guy's name is, but yeah, like deformed guy. Like the second it showed that it was him, it's like, wow, what a reveal! Like that's not too crazy because, I mean, shit, it was someone who was behind me. They were whispering. They're like, no way, is that the Hulk? Like, is that Bruce Banner? And then after like seeing how, oh yeah, he has green eyes, I was like, holy shit, is this who I think? And then yeah, sure enough, it was like, it was very predictable in that sense. But there's a part of me that was like, this could be a scroll, because again, we're still kind of dealing with scrolls here and there, because there were scrolls in like, you know, Nick Fury's Secret Invasion, Captain Marvel. There were scrolls in Endgame. Weren't there scrolls in Endgame? I know, and a lot of throwaway concepts. Oh, I'll say this. One concept where I was like, okay, bullshit, is how Ross was like, Sam, I need you to recruit the Avengers together. And it's like, oh, brother, don't make promises you can't freaking keep, Marvel. Because, again, they're trying to engage the audience where it's like, holy shit, no way, we're gonna get another Avengers movie. And it's like, yeah, we're gonna get another Avengers movie. But, like, if you look at the Secret Wars comics and stuff, that's who the roster is gonna be made up of. Like, I'd be more concerned about, you know, Nick Fury going and finding Tom Holland's Spider-Man or something, because he's like one of the main guys who leads the Secret Wars comic book storyline. You know, Spider-Man with the Venom symbiote suit, but like just the how he was like, okay, we're gonna assemble a team, and of course, you know, Walken's like, hey, what, you know, and he's all like hyped for it. It's like, okay, this is a little ham-fisted here. This is a little silly, but it's nothing too bad there. What else did I like? Oh, I felt like how they tracked a call. So there was a call, and then they tracked the call, and then it ended up being in the middle of nowhere. Like, I just kind of felt like that was a little bit of a MacGuffin, where it's like, okay, we got to go to a random place to stop a random thing. And it kind of, again, with how I've kind of mentioned on, I've watched this movie before, I've seen this movie before. It made me kind of think of, yeah, when Natasha and Steve are going down in that basement and they find Artem Zolo. Yeah, is it Zolo? I think, like when he's on the computer screen in Winter Soldier, and it's like, we've seen this secret base before. We've seen this kind of storyline where we got to go find someone secret who's in a secret lab behind everything, pulling all the strings. And like the connection between him, but also Thunderbolt Ross, it's like, okay, this was really lazy and just kind of like, you're shocking nobody here. Why can't it just be, you know, Everett Ross wanted some gamma radiation, and so he, like, that's another thing that kind of pissed me off about this movie too, is like all of the actual good, decent scenes in this movie, they were all spoiled in the trailer. It's like, I bet if you kept it under wraps, pretty tongue-in-cheek, and you pushed Esposito's character being the bad guy in the trailer, you kept it under wraps that Harrison Ford was the Red Hulk, oh my gosh, you could have gotten away with it, and it would have come as so much more of a surprise of, no way, Thunderbolt Ross is Red Hulk. Because, I mean, I just, I don't know, like, if you kept along the storyline of, like, okay, his buddy being reprisoned, oh, shit, I forgot that character's name already. Let me look it up, hold on. No, come on. Isaiah Bradley. So if we kept Seth Volker, that was Giancarlo Esposito's character's name, was Seth Volker. It never once said that. It never once said that. The hell? I will say too. The other scene where I was like, oh brother, here we go. Pretty ham-fisted was Sabra's scene where like it's a 1v6 and like she takes down all of them. I was like, okay, what the frick is this? But it's whatever. The what am I thinking? Well, yeah, no. So if they promoted Giancarlo's character as more the villain, where like he's working with Harrison Ford's character like secret, and they're trying to, let's say, frame Anthony Mackie's, Sam Wilson, and they've already arrested Isaiah Bradley, and like kind of like the same thing. Isaiah Bradley tries to, assassinate the president, and like same kind of storyline, but like you just keep the information of like, hey, Thaddeus Ross has the gamma symbiote and stuff, in his blood. He can turn into the Red Hulk. Like if you just kept that under wraps, where like it just seemed airtight of like a double crossing framed thing, where yes, like there's a little bit of possession like the Winter Soldier, even though I was talking shit about it, where it's like no, we've seen this before, but like you kept it airtight enough of like how yes, we're still dealing with adamantium, we're still dealing with all this, but you just don't promote the fact that Red Hulk is there. Like that very switch up in the third act would have paid off a lot more than we know he's going to Hulk out here at the very end, and sure enough, that's what it was. There was the build up, and then Tim Blake's character, Samuel Stearns, he almost had him when they were on the ship there, which I'm going to get into that scene too in a second, where it's like, okay, he's going to Hulk out right here. And then it's like, no, he doesn't Hulk out. Like, it just kind of seemed like, I mean, how many times in the Hulk movies does Bruce Banner Hulk out? How many times in the Avengers movies? Or, like, it just, he Hulks out a few times, and, like, it makes sense, and it's worth it. But, like, in this, it's just once. And then he's Red Hulk for about, like, I don't know, 5 minutes screen time. And half of the screen time that he is, those are cut up, and they're in the trailers, and they're in the promos. Where it's like, you spoiled the best part of the movie just to get people to be interested in this movie, to get us to even come. And it's like, if you just edited the trailer a little bit better, tightened up the story just a little bit, and hid the fact that, Thaddeus Ross was Red Hulk, like, oh my gosh, I think it would have had such a better payoff. It would have been a lot better, but it was mid. It was mid. It was mid. Now, some positives I will say about this movie is when Anthony Mackie's character is doing Captain America things, I do like that. Like, it's like, okay, here we go. Like, these movies don't need to be articulate in the ways of everything just needs to make sense. It needs to be airtight. Because some of these things, again, when it comes down to it, are superhero movies where, yeah, you turn off your brain and you just enjoy the film. Like, I think we're going to have a lot of that when we see the new upcoming James Gunn Superman film, when we see the new Fantastic Four film come out. Like, there will be movies where it's like, yeah, let's turn off our brain and enjoy this. And one thing I did enjoy was, yes, the very beginning when, like, he drops in, and they're, like, trying to secure the cargo and stuff, which is the adamantium and stuff. And there's the fight sequences, and there's, like, the quippy one-liners where he's like, shit, the one about, hey, go easy on him. Like, his arm's hurt. Like, those kind of quick quips, say that 5 times fast. Like, yeah, it makes sense. Like, that's how Iron Man fights, that's how Thor fights, that's how, T'Challa fought in, like, the Black Panther movies. Like, those quips are fine. It doesn't just seem too forced. Now, the one where it's, like, a little unrealistic was, I mean, after he's getting his ass kicked by Red Hulk, and he's just getting thrown around like a freaking rag doll. I will say that part I was a little bit like, I mean, if you say, now I saw this theory out there, where what would have kind of made a little bit more sense in the sense of handing the mantle of Captain America all the way over to Sam Wilson is, like, let's say after the events of Civil War, the events of Endgame, the events of Infinity War, and everything, we get to a situation here where maybe Samuel Stern does have, hey, we have a super soldier serum or something. You know, you're trying to be the next Captain America. Take this. Let's see what happens. And like Thaddeus Ross is like, you know, I think I should take it too because I'm the president. You know, I'm trying to sign some accords here. Let's get this done. And like it's the two polar opposites where, you know, makes him turn into the Red Hulk, but like Sam Wilson's gives him the advantage to at least like have a realistic shot of fighting. Because like I don't know, like there was a lot of scenes where, yeah, when they're pulling the rubble off of him after the final attack and strike, where it's like, yeah, his ass should be like crumbled and stuff, because it's like Sam Wilson's still just a normal dude. Like we saw the training montage in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where it's like, okay, he doesn't have the serum yet, but like with the vibranium wings, like the Ant-Man helmet, the shield, like look at Tony. Tony has the tech to do it, to compete and stay, you know, relevant somewhat when we're fighting. And again, these are all just comic book movies, but I thought it was kind of funny, and I kind of chuckled every single time, whether it was the Hulk punching him or Giancarlo's character trying to fight him, where it's like, okay, he's just getting thrown around like a rag doll, because yeah, Sam Wilson's still just like a normal dude. But again, I think Anthony Mackie did great. I think it wasn't too much where, I think this is the other thing of why I enjoyed this film too, because if hold on, let me take a drink. If Anthony Mackie or Harrison Ford, Danny Ramirez, I would say as Walking, kind of, I would say he's probably, him and Sher Haas as Sabra, they were like the only kind of like little blemishes on this film. But with how likable, you know, Anthony Mackie is as an actor, it still made this film enjoyable. Where, okay, this isn't the best film, but it's not bad enough where it's like, okay, I can't watch this shit. I'm automatically just gonna be like, nope, this is terrible. Like it still was enjoyable. Like there were still some funny moments where it's like, yeah, I like this film. What else did I like? I did like the scene after they tried to. So after Bradley's character gets the mind control, he tries to take, you know, a shot at President Ross. And like all hell breaks loose, and they still need to like finalize their stuff on what to do with the adamantium. And they end up meeting in the middle near he's in like Eternal Island or something like that. Like the one like the villain or whatever the hell in the Eternals movies, the one that's poking up out of the ocean. Which again, glad they finally got around to explain what the hell happened there, and it's been 5 years later in the MCU. But those flying scenes where they're flying around, taking out the missiles, trying to like get the Japanese pilots back on their ships, save the American pilots and stuff, like those scenes were pretty badass. And it's like, okay, here we go. Like there are still some action sequences in this movie that still make it a decent movie. The one thing that kind of ruined that whole sequence was, yeah, when Samuel Stern's character is on the phone with Thaddeus Ross, just being like, you know who I am. You know, you have the anger still inside you. And it's like, oh my gosh, this is so freaking, like, this is so dumb. And, like, what I would do to fix that is get Samuel Stearns off the phone. Which, when he randomly just showed up and took out Copperhead, I think Copperhead's, like, the main military dude, like, you meet at the very beginning of the film. When he just took him out, like, just like that, out of the middle of nowhere, it's like, how the hell did you get over here? Like, I'm not gonna lie, that plot point kind of like pissed me off. Like, not so much where it's like, oh, I hate this film, but like watching it, I was like, this makes no sense, but okay, whatever. But let's say the Japanese ships were attacking on the ship that Ross was at, and like, yeah, let's say the ship is sinking. Yeah, of course you're gonna get flustered and you're gonna get angry. And let's say he hulks out right there, and then Sam Wilson finds out, holy shit! Like, I feel like the build-up to the release of, hey, here comes Red Hulk, like, I feel like you could have had a moment there where, like, let's say, yeah, like he does Hulk out, the ship sinks, like they think President Ross has died or something like that, and then They continue to try to go through, with the other prime minister, and then after, like, let's say, Anthony Mackie's character is trying to still protect the prime minister after like this attack or whatever, and then all of a sudden it's been a couple days later, and then boom, here comes Ross trying to get the adamantium straight from, and that's where it could come with, like, there is motivation for the Red Hulk and Falcon to fight, of how, no, we're going to force our way, we're going to get this adamantium, versus Sam Wilson trying to do the right thing. Like, the reason for them fighting just felt a little forced too, because it's like, you knew it like 20 minutes into the film, there's no real bad guy in this film. It's just two heroes, or just two of the good guys just fighting each other. And with the whole thing of how, like, the Hulk lullaby that ended up fixing Ross from going to the Red Hulk back to just normal Harrison Ford mode. Like, A, we didn't need to see Harrison Ford shirtless, so when that scene happened, I was like, oh, brother, here we go. But B, like, it's just so kind of campy, where it's like, we've seen this before. So it was okay. Scale of 1 to 10. I know this movie's currently getting shit on. I think right now, currently it has a 6 out of 10 on IMDb. What does it have on Rotten Tomatoes? Let me see Rotten Tomatoes. So on Rotten Tomatoes, it's certified rotten. It's got a 50%, but the popcorn meter, which I think is the fan meter, it's sitting at 79%. So, like, the critics hate it, which, I mean, is it a lazy movie? Yeah. But I'm still under the umbrella of, you just turn your brain off, go watch a movie. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, whatever. Gosh. Eternals had a 47%. Blade. I love how they're promoting Blade. That shit's never coming out. That shit's been in production hell since day one. Let me look at some other set photos here. The White... Oh, well, actually, now that I see it... Well, yeah, the White House visit... Now that I think about it... Yeah, what prompted the White House invite? What else? See some other photos here. Oh my gosh. Okay, I thought that was pretty lame too, because it did low key feel like a forced product placement when they pull up to that secret base with a electric truck, and like they opened the hood of the truck where the engine should be and just pulled out the Captain America shield. I was like, oh my gosh, because I'm not saying like we have to go old school, have a Hemi or like an F-150 out there, but like the fact that just like you could see what kind of truck it was, and like, hey, look, no engine, so I can fit the shield. It's like, what the hell is this? So I did think that was a little like, yeah. Okay, I did talk about the hallway scene too, where there was a girl boss moment. What else? I did think Bradley's character was pretty good. He's a good actor. Giancarlo was a great actor. Again, I think he should have been. I think he should have been the main villain. The fact that he was a villain, or the fact that how okay, these two fought. They've stabbed each other. They almost took him out, and then all of a sudden, 2-3 scenes later, not really, like it was long down the middle of the movie, they're talking again, and they're not fighting again. Like they're having a civil conversation, talking about, oh, who's double crossing who, and it's like, These two try to kill each other. Like, why are you guys having a conversation? This makes no sense. From from Blink, Blick, Smash or Pass Hulk, which one? Red or Green Hulk? Dude, these comments are wild. This comment section is wild. Okay, back to it. Dude, I feel so bad that they're dragging Harrison Ford around. Dude, Harrison Ford, I hope dude retires. And I said this after shit, I think I might have said this in my trailer reaction to this movie. Definitely said it after Indiana Jones 5. The dude needs to retire out of the respect of his craft, because these big companies just drag his old ass around, and it's like, leave the old man alone. This is abuse of some kind, because it's like, the dude's so stinking old. It's like, let him live, let him sit in retirement. No, we got to bring out these legacy characters. Legacy actors. Well, and the other thing too, now that I'm looking at like press pictures like from San Diego Comic-Con and stuff, I think you would have known who the main bad guy was, because yeah, look at this. Tim Blake Nelson is in some of these promo shoots at Comic-Con. So like, yeah, again, they did not give a shit about spoiling this damn movie and all the presses and stuff, because again, if I'm Kevin Feige, now I know Kevin Feige needed to have Robert Downey Jr. come out to announce, hey, you're going to be the new Doctor Doom, to give people a little bit of hope. Okay, we have some good stuff coming on the way. We know we've released a lot of shit, but we got good stuff coming. Like, I mean, I think if Tim Blake wasn't even in this movie, kept him home, saved the Red Hot, like, I don't know. This film was there's a lot of good things it did. There's a lot of bad things that it did, because it's mediocre. It's mediocre. I feel like this could be kind of like what Thor: The Dark World was, or Guardians of the Galaxy 2, even though personally I love Guardians of the Galaxy 2. What's another movie that was kind of low-key? Like, it happened and then it's like, oh, okay, we moved on. Black Widow. Iron Man 3. What else? Yeah. Because by no means is this the first flop that Marvel's ever made. Like, there's a lot of movies in like phase 2 and phase 3 where it's like, okay, this movie is pretty average. Let me see. Oh, I will say this too. Okay, now because it's kind of reminding me and it's coming back to me. So, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. If the other thing that I think could have been really good, and in the direction, I will say this is a huge spoiler. So again, if you guys don't want spoilers, swipe away. Bucky is in this. There was a cameo. Sebastian Stan did show his face. His hair is a little longer. I think because what he was talking about as he was leaving was, oh, I got to go do something of this and that sort. And I think it's probably what his character is going to be doing at the start of the Thunderbolts movie and stuff, which pretty excited for Thunderbolts, but not too like, oh, here we go, like I'm betting the house on it. Like, I think Thunderbolts will also be a pretty average movie. But if anything, like, I think, like, I know Falcon and the Winter Soldier kind of set up this movie, but if anything, Brave New World should have been called Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and this is what the Falcon and the Winter Soldier movie should have been. Like, I think there's just a lot left on the table where, yeah, you could have introduced the Captain America and stuff, like John Walker. You could have the Red Hulk. Like, I feel like you could take the good parts of this movie, the good parts of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, put them together, and boom, you have a somewhat decent 7 out of 10 kind of movie. But like, just there was so much shit in both of them where it's like, okay, none of this is even worth it. And again, I don't think anything that was in this movie sets up for future projects where it's like, yeah, we're gonna have another Anthony Mackie solo film. Because no, I don't think there is gonna be one, which I think is a huge discredit and a huge disservice to Anthony Mackie, because he is a talented actor. Just Marvel just don't give a shit anymore, and they're just trying to just throw stuff out there, and there's no guarantee that there's going to be another one. So, because I don't think they're planning like how they used to plan, where, hey, we got to have a tight script, we got to have tight dialogue, we got to have a director that we know we can sign on to have hopefully 2 movies, and if the budget's good enough and we make enough money, let's try to get a 3rd one. We'll sign everybody for 3 movies, but if our movies bomb, then they bomb. Because again, Thor, great movie, pretty average, but like, Thor was a good movie. It got a second one. The second one sucked, but it was still good enough to the point, and it made enough money where it's like, okay, we're still going to keep Chris Hemsworth, and we're going to make that 3rd Thor Ragnarok, baby. So I do wonder all like the production hell of like what was left on the cutting room floor of this film, because it's like how I talked about it at the very beginning of this little stream. There was so much that was like left on the plate where I feel like it could have been a better damn movie, but it just like missed the mark by that much. And I don't know if it was because the movie needed to be 20 more minutes or 25 more minutes, because again, this movie was quick. This is one that typically, superhero movies are 2 hours and 15, 2 hours and 30 minutes. This movie was like an hour 58. Like, it clocked in under 2 hours. It didn't feel like a 2-hour movie. It felt like, okay, yep, there's the first act. Oh, we've already sped through the second act. And as like it shows literally, Sam Wilson's character and Watkins' character like flying towards the battlefield, it's like, and we are in Act 3. Congratulations, we are in Act 3. Like, Act 3 started with still like 40 minutes to go in the film, so it's like, oh my gosh, this film was quick. It was quick. It didn't feel like there was time for the film to breathe. What else? Oh, it was Commander Dennis Dunphy. That's the one that gets offed. Yeah, he gets killed off by Stearns. That's the one that gets killed off randomly by Stearns. And I'm like, what the hell? How did you teleport from point A to point B? Yeah, that one. I think Copperhead's character might be the first dude that he fights when he first shows up. Yeah, Ruth's character was Bradley's character, I think, was good. Sidewinder. Yeah, that's what they called him. They called him Sidewinder, not Seth. What? Google. His name was officially Seth. No, they called him Sidewinder. Yeah, that makes sense. See how much like this film was like, oh, okay, but like how much I forget, because it's like it's not a memorable enough story where it's like, yeah, I remember. Shit. What else? What else did I like about the film? I think the CGI for Harrison Ford's Hulk looked fine. I like that. What else? Who's McFloy? Who's that guy? Have I watched 1917? I have seen 1917. Pretty good film, not gonna lie. From Pitt, I like what it sets up. What does it set up, though? Yes or no from Ice Spice fan? Can you help me with homework? No. I ain't helping you with homework. No, what do you need help with? Okay, here we go. Let's go to the chat. Okay, here we go. So I asked you guys what your views and rankings were for the movie. 30% of you said 10 out of 10. 10% of you said 7 out of 10. And 60%, 60% of you said 0 out of 10. Yeah, you and the rest of everybody else. I can see where a lot of people don't like this film. And, I mean, it's just because we're so sick and freaking tired of just how shitty movies have been lately. Like, let's just look at the Marvel catalog, okay? Marvel movies in order. Okay. Oh, hell. Just show me a photo. Don't. Chronological order. Oh, shit. Oh, my. This. Oh, no. Just give me the. Oh, this is why I hate this shit. Okay. Here we go. Since Endgame. Let's talk about Endgame. Because, again, everybody talks about Endgame. Okay. So. Marvel's Avengers Endgame. Good movie. There's some things where I was like, oh, okay. But Spider-Man Far From Home, that movie was fine. Black Widow, that movie was shit. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, I would say was kind of like this movie, where the fight sequences were good, but the story itself kind of, Eternals, shit. Spider-Man No Way Home, really good. Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, I freaking have a soft spot for that movie, but again, that movie was shit. It was so lazy, and there was just so much that could have. Oh, there was so much left on the table. I was so excited because I thought Doctor Strange was actually really good. Thor: Love and Thunder. I didn't think it was half bad. A lot of people hated it, and a lot of people were like, dude, the goats, every single time the goats laugh, you're going to want to punch yourself. But after, because I'm actually kind of glad I heard a little bit of reviews before walking into Love and Thunder, because going into the film, I tried to look at it as a comedy and not a serious movie, and I actually found myself enjoying that film a lot more from the point of view of, this is satire. Look at this, how you'd look at a Deadpool movie. And I actually enjoyed it a lot more. Now, did I think, the direction where everything needs to be, okay, we have our boy Captain America, let's have a girl Captain America. Okay, we have our boy Thor, let's have Lady Thor. Do I like the direction Marvel does with that? No, not necessarily. So, like, was I kind of prepared for, like, here we go, girl power, girl boss moment with Jane as Thor, Lady Thor? I was like, okay, yeah, I'm going to get ready for that. But, like, it wasn't too bad, except the eat my hammer part. That was terrible. But, like, I looked at it as a comedy, and I enjoyed it more because it was a comedy. Black Panther Wakanda Forever, I feel like, was really discredit to Chadwick Boseman just as a person. I think they shouldn't have even made it. They should have given it time and then recast him. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, dog shit. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, pretty good. The Marvels, dog shit. Deadpool and Wolverine, great. And then Captain America, New World. Oh, wait, no. That's what the old title was. Brave New World. It was okay. But then let's not include every single freaking, from Secret Invasion to Moon Knight and everything in between. All these TV shows been very mid. Let's list off all the TV shows. Marvel TV shows. WandaVision, meh. Falcon and Winter Soldier, more than meh, like above. Loki season 1 was great. Loki season 2, dog shit. What If, Hawkeye, meh, pretty bad. Moon Knight, nope. Miss Marvel was really good, but again, nobody watched it because nobody gave a shit. It was, She-Hulk, terrible. Secret Invasion, terrible. Loki season 2, terrible. Echo, terrible. Agatha, terrible. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, terrible. Like, okay, maybe you can get a win here, get a single or a double with Daredevil Born Again. But like Ironheart, dude, I don't know when Ironheart's ever going to be released. Say with Marvel Zombies or Wonder Man or Eyes of Wakanda, like, who the hell knows when this shit's going to be released? Just like how Blade was said to have a release. That movie's never coming out. Like, just since Endgame, No Way Home, Deadpool and Wolverine. That's it. Well, and Spider-Man Far From Home. Like, those are like, okay, and Guardians of the Galaxy 3. It's like 4 good projects. 4 good Marvel projects in the span of 5 years. So that's like 1 good Marvel project every year, followed by dog shit, dog shit, dog shit. So it, like, this kind of feels like a little win, but like in the grand scheme of things, it's like it's a single. It's not a home run. Deadpool and Wolverine was a home run because it made a shitload of money and it was a love letter to the fans. But like, it's okay. Like, personally, I liked it. I didn't have too many problems with it, but Fantastic Four better knock it out of the park. And what's the other film that's going to come out? There's 2 others. Let me look up upcoming. See, I've stepped away and I just have not given a shit. Oh, Thunderbolts! How the hell could I? Oh my gosh! I'm terrible. How the hell could I forget Thunderbolts? Ooh, from Pit 85, 8 out of 5. I like how it addressed previous plot lines. Like, I did like that. I did like how, there were a few things that it touched base on, and it's like, hey, remember when? But I still think there is a lot left on the table that they could have talked about. And just pay someone who just knows how to write scripts. That's all. Like, we're just throwing people. I don't even think age has to do with it. It just has to do with talent. Like, whether it's Peter Jackson. Now, again, he adapted Tolkien's work. But, like, let's look at some of the great directors of all time. Scorsese, Nolan, and again, Kubrick. I'm talking about, like, just random, everybody knows these guys. But, like, just, I don't know. Like, we pay these directors and producers millions of dollars, and this is the best they can come up with. It's just so bad. But new upcoming Marvel movies include The Thunderbolts, Captain America, The Fantastic Four, Avengers Doomsday, and Avengers Secret Wars. So again, Thunderbolts, this movie, and Fantastic Four supposedly set up for Avengers Doomsday. Let me look up Avengers Doomsday. Release date. Holy shit. May 1st, 2026. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, they're not going to be ready. Well, nope, they're not going to be ready. There's no way. Because it's like, look at this, look at this, look at this. What? Oh no. Oh no. I have a feeling I might sound crazy. I have a feeling that Doomsday might get pushed back. I have a feeling Doomsday is going to get pushed back. Because what? Because, like, we have Spider-Man. Okay, we have Spider-Man. We kind of have the Guardians somewhat. Oh, man. Oh, man. I hope they know what they're... I don't hope they know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing, but... Sheesh, we'll just see. I will say this. I do like... Because I just pulled it up. I do like the Fantastic Four's costume designs. They don't look bad at all. So, and there's supposedly going to be a release date of Spider-Man 4, Tom Holland's Spider-Man 4, July of 2026. So a few months after Doomsday. So it's like, what? Now again, all of this could have been moved, but it's like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this just... Oh, they have no plan. Oh, they have no plan. They don't know where they're going. I think fantastic. Oh, well. Shit, yeah, where do they go? Oh man, this is good. Oh my gosh. I don't know what they're... Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. Maybe Doomsday's going to be bad, now that I think about it. Because we know the villain is going to be Doctor Doom, obviously. Duh, because it's going to be called Doomsday. There was no end credit... Okay, there was an end credit scene in this movie, but it didn't really set up anything too crazy. Because it's just talking. But what in Thunderbolts or Fantastic Four is going to set up, hey, next time we all get together in the theaters, Doctor Doom's going to be here. This Thanos level threat, which, yes, Galactus, I know, is in Fantastic Four, but it's like, we're going to introduce... Marvel doesn't know what they're doing. And now I can... Oh my gosh, this is going to be bad. So, let's go back to the chat. Sorry guys, I've been rambling a little bit. From Magical Elves Crew. Hi, I'm new to the channel. I'm accompanied by my elves. Sweet. Alright, here we go. Out of the votes for... Okay, alright, let's go back to the... Let's go back to the polls. Here we go. Let's go back to the polls. 12 votes. 42% said 10 out of 10. 8% said 7 out of 10. And 50% said 0 out of 10. Alright, alright. Chat, how y'all feeling about this movie? Have you guys seen it yet? Have you guys seen it yet? Oh, by the way, it's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Dude, I've been rambling. Shit, I feel like I've been rambling too long. I think we'll end the stream. But, to wrap it up though, I should do a tier list. That's what I'll do tomorrow. We're gonna do a tier list. I'll try to, you know how like every movie has a poster? I'll try to do a tier list and probably update the tier list. Now, like, let's be honest here. Let me move. Watch this. Ready? Watch this. Ready? Whoop. Does it at all touch this movie? No. No way. Like, Spider-Man Homecoming is a little bit better than this film. There's a Homecoming trailer. I have a Homecoming poster. And then... Oh no, I don't have my Winter Soldier poster. I have a Winter Soldier poster. It's not hung up. It's nowhere near as good as Winter Soldier. Not even a close. But I mean, I liked the quippiness of the buddy cop film dynamic. I liked how there was again, spoiler alerts. If you don't want spoiler alerts, turn away. I liked the cameo appearance by Bucky. You know, I liked how Sebastian Stan came back in this. I did like Harrison Ford as General Ross, even though, I mean, he's old. He's old as hell, and I feel like he should retire. But I did like the Red Hulk concept. And yeah, I'm fine with Sam Wilson being the new Captain America and all that shit. Even though I kept going, oh, there's Falcon, because it's like it's just a force of habit. Because I mean, dude, he's like one of the best parts of Winter Soldier and Civil War. Like, just he's a lovable actor. His character's fun, but like, just Yeah, like that part. Oh, but yeah, like I don't give a shit if he has the shield. Now there were a few scenes where they talked about like what the shield means and what the shield represents. Which yes, like they've been talking about that the whole time. Um, where am I going with this? Oh, yeah, like I don't give a damn who it is. Like whether it was John Walker, whether it was Bucky, whether it was Sam Wilson, whoever it was to take up the mantle of what Steve Rogers did, just make the story compelling. That's all we care about as fans. And like I just feel like these writers and stuff, so-called writers, like they just get in there and like, yay, we're checking all the boxes, baby, let's go. And just because, I mean, yeah, it just it Falcon and the Winter Soldier was enjoyable enough with the team chemistry between Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan, where it's like we missed that. We missed that in this. Not saying that Walken wasn't a good character, but like I feel like there was a lot left on the table, and now I'm starting to repeat myself. But that's my thoughts on the movie. It's okay. It's a good film. If you have an extra, I don't know, $10, $9 to go see a matinee. I just so happen to see a matinee. I had a gift card. But yeah, if you want to fork over $15 to Marvel to go see this, go see it. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Not the best that Marvel's done, but again, like it's a movie. It's not a deep thinker. It's not a deep thinker, and Marvel's just barely getting back on their feet right now from all the shit they've released. I think because this movie's not going to break even. There's no way in hell they make the money back. Like, they only made $14 million in opening weekend. Like, give me a break. So there's this, Thunderbolts, and then Fantastic Four. If they can get 3 wins in a row here, then maybe they can try to rattle something off, and like there's at least some optimism for Doomsday. But again, like I wouldn't be surprised if the script for Doomsday is so easy to follow, which it probably will be, where it's like, hey, everything that was from here to here, we're just gonna retcon all of it, and we're gonna start new right now, right here, right now. Where the start, okay, hold on, let me look at the movies that were the start of some of the phases. I would not be surprised if Marvel threw a Hail Mary pass like this. Marvel phases. Decline. Here we go. Phase 1. Okay, so Phase 1 was Iron Man to the Avengers. Phase 2 was Iron Man 3 to Ant-Man. Phase 3 was Captain America Civil War to Spider-Man Far From Home. I would not be surprised if everything in Phase 4, which has kind of been dog shit, WandaVision, Falcon Winter Soldier, Black Widow, Loki, Shang-Chi, Eternals, Hawkeye, Spider-Man, No Way Home, Moon Knight, Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, Thor: Love and Thunder, She-Hulk, Werewolf by Night, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, all this stuff. I would not be surprised if they just retconned all of Phase 4. If they just retconned all of Phase 4 and like half of Phase 5, where we're like, you know what? Deadpool and Wolverine, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and Spider-Man No Way Home. Those are the only things that really happened. And they like retcon all the TV shows and stuff, where it's like, okay, we start, the start of, Doomsday is the start of a new phase, and they just go from there. I would not be surprised if Marvel did that. Because what else is coming out? Yeah, Daredevil, Thunderbolt, Ironheart, Fantastic Four, Eyes of Wakanda, Wonder Man, Avengers Endgame, Spider-Man 4, Vision Quest, Avengers Secret Wars. Like, woo! We've backed ourselves into a corner. Hey, what'd you think about it? What'd you think about it, Jake? From Jake, I just saw Captain America: Brave New World for a second time. What'd you think about it? Did you think it was good, mid, bad? From Boba Fett. No, here we go. It's an okay slash serviceable Marvel movie. It's not great, but it's not trash. Yeah, no, I agree. I give it a 6. If I'm being generous, I'll give it a 7. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. Like it's not so like, holy shit, what are we watching here? Where it's an eye roll, and I think that has a large part to do with love Harrison Ford as an actor. Anthony Mackie's great. He's got the charisma, he's got the charm, he's fun to watch. And then Giancarlo Esposito is a good actor, and a good character actor where it's like, whatever movie he's in, he's playing the same, welcome to Boyos Hermanos. Like, it's the same character he was in this as he was in Breaking Bad. Like, nothing's new here. So there's no wide variety, but like if these were annoying ass actors or actresses who are like just being annoying just in general, where it's like, okay, you're so unlikable, I would have been like, okay, no, I hate this film so bad. But just because of how likable they are on screen and how easy it is to watch it, it's like, okay, this isn't bad. You got the shield popcorn bucket. This thing's fire. If I were to have gotten one, I probably would have gotten like the Red Hulk popcorn bucket. But again, those things were like, I didn't even want to see the price tag. I took my like $10 gift card and I was like, here we go, one matinee, please. Plus, if I wanted a popcorn bucket, I'd probably want the Dune popcorn bucket. I think it's funny how every single movie, like blockbuster movie that comes out, whether it was first it was Dune and then it was Deadpool Wolverine, now it's this. It's like, you gotta get your popcorn bucket with it, and it's like, oh brother. But again, I'm not a collectible like that. Like, I know I have a few family members who are some movie buffs where, dude, they gobble that shit up and they collect it, and it's like, it's nothing. Like, okay, here, let me watch this. Ready? Here we go. Look at this. That's like the most. I started collecting popcorn because it's a new hot item to collect. I collect movie ticket stubs, if I'm being honest. But like, dude, the movie ticket stub has freaking fallen off. Now it's this big, like large. Like, this ain't a freaking movie ticket stub, bro. Like, this is a receipt, Like, it's already got the grease stain on it. That's already smearing off. But it's like this is just me. This is just a pay stub saying, yep, I went and saw this movie. The OG, like, little movie tickets, I had to stop collecting them after 2020 because they didn't print them out anymore. They're like, no, we're not going to print them out because of the COVID. And it's like, okay, whatever. So I think the last movie ticket I have is Tenet. It's either Tenet or Black Widow. I don't remember. I'll have to look. But I'm not gonna look now. chat. Yo, welcome back, welcome back. You're still in the bubble bath with your bottle of Jack. All right, people. I think we might call it there. I think we might call it there, people. It is Friday. It is. It's late. It's late. It's 11:20. I've yapped all I can about this movie. Oh, here we go. Sorry. They overmarketed the heck out of Red Hulk. He was only in it for 5 minutes. Yeah, agreed. Agreed. I think if they kept the script airtight where we don't spoil anything, we don't, because again, I don't typically watch the trailers, but just in the promo alone, from the freaking poster that was released like over 18 months ago, the one where he's holding the shield like this with his hand, it's like, we knew the Red Hulk was in it. And like, yeah, big comic book fans know, okay, yeah, Thaddeus Ross is Red Hulk. But like, you could have kept it a secret, but no. I think half of me thinks that they spoiled the whole movie so people would go watch it. Where it's like, hey, look, we got Red Hulk, come watch. When it's like, that's not how that works, but it is what it is. All right. I think we're going to end it there. Chat, anything else? Holy, look at this. $40,000 Nintendo Switch 2 is being passed. Oh, someone's already leaked the Nintendo Switch 2 and it's on the market. $40,000. Damn. Okay. I just closed down the shorts end and the short stream side just because like it's a Friday and sometimes just depending on the day, like my Friday streams are rough just because everybody's out and about. But again, I mean it is Valentine's Day, so it's like nobody's sitting around where it's like, okay, let's go watch our umpteenth, Captain America review. So, but yeah, it is 11:30, so we're gonna call it a stream there. But again, guys, if you enjoyed, please hit that like button. I appreciate all the subs we've gotten lately. Let's see what our sub count's at. We are sitting at, oh yeah, 984, baby. We've gained 5 subs this stream. Sweet. Thanks, guys. Thank you. But yeah, I'm gonna try to cover more movies, if that makes sense. I know it's easier said than done. Like we got the Oscars coming up, and so I'd like to do a little watch party for the Oscars on, oh yeah, I'm gonna probably see if I can have a special guest. If I can get the 2 special guests, maybe even 3, shit, I don't know. I have a couple buddies that I can try to hit up, but if I can get a couple special guests to do an Oscar watch party, that'd be freaking fun. But again, that's a 2.5, 3 hour stream where it's like, oh brother, here we go. What else? But I do want to do more reviews, like what other movies are coming out. Like I know Mickey 17's coming out. I think I could spend a Friday afternoon and go see that. What other movies? I need to watch Squid Game Season 2 and give a review for that. Nosferatu already came and went. I already gave a review for that. Shit, let's just look it up. I heard Cobra Kai just wrapped up Season 6, and I heard it was great. But again, I never even started watching it, because again, I don't give a shit about remakes. Okay, movies in 2025. Were there any good movies that came out in January? Oh, Dogman. Yeah, no, not saying that. Flight Risk. Maybe. Wolfman. No. Gosh, there was nothing that came out in January. There was nothing that came. Oh, Den of Thieves 2. No, I'm not watching that. Wolfman. Captain America: Brave New World. The Monkey. The Unbreakable Boy. Oh, God, I think I'm kind of interested in Last Breath a little bit. Kind of interested in The Monkey, like a little bit. Mickey 17, that's coming out in March. Novocaine, not even interested, not even a little bit. Oh boy, Disney Snow White. I'm gonna rip that shit to shreds when it's here. Because you bet your ass. Well, actually, no, I don't even think I'm not even going to waste my money going and seeing that. Oh my gosh. Oh. Okay, the Minecraft movie in April. Yeah, that looks like shit. G20. Oh, I heard that thing's getting ratioed to hell. The Amateur. The Amateur looks okay. But again, it's just another Liam Neeson, Jason Bourne, Warfare, King of Kings, Sinners, Snakes, The Wedding Bouquet, Hell of a Summer. Thunderbolts, that's going to come out in May. Hurry Up Tomorrow. I will go see Hurry Up Tomorrow just because I am a fan of The Weeknd, but I don't expect anything out of that. Same with Mission Impossible Final Reckoning. Maybe. Lilo and Stitch. Maybe. Karate Kid Legends. Probably not. Life of... Oh my gosh. Ooh, Ballerina. Probably not. I got one of my homies, he's a huge simp, me too, for On a Day Armas, but it's like, probably not going to go see that. Unless we drag each other to go see it, which we probably will. How to Train Your Dragon? Maybe not. 28 years later, I will go see that. I am pretty excited for 28 years later. Elio? No. F1? Yes, I actually am really excited for F1 with Brad Pitt. I think F1 has the shot and the potential to be what Top Gun Maverick was, what Ford versus Ferrari was. I have a feeling that F1 can be a billion-dollar film. Potentially. Jurassic Park Rebirth? No. Give me a break. Superman? Smurfs? No. Fantastic Four? Maybe. The Naked Gun remake? Oh my gosh. There is nothing... Freaker Friday. Oh my gosh. There's nothing. Oh, Saw 11. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I'm excited for this. It's coming out in October. It's gonna be a biopic of Michael Jackson. I'm excited for that. Tron Ares. Yep, I forgot that's coming out this year. Now You See Me 3. And then in November, Wicked for Good's coming out, and Zootopia 2. Oh my gosh, Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Hell yeah. No, Avatar Fire and Ash. What? So literally the only good movies are coming out in the summer. There's no good movies till the summer and literally the end of the year. That's it. Dude, movies used to mean something, man. Like, there used to be a good movie that came out every single weekend. Now movies don't mean shit anymore. Okay. Alright, enough of my yapping. But, alright, people. Yeah, we're going to call it a stream there. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you had a great Valentine's Day wherever you're watching. Whether you're watching tonight or you're watching on another day. Hope you had a safe, fun night. And you guys enjoyed the movie and enjoyed the video. But yeah, I'm going to try to cover more movies as they come out. And probably do this little thing where we do like a little stream. And we just talk about the movie, the things I liked, things I didn't like. I feel like this could have been just a little bit more organized. But again, you live and you learn. Definitely, if I do, like, let's say, we do watch Squid Game 2. I do want to do that thing where we have a watch party, where I'll have it set up like this, where this background is like a Squid Game wallpaper. And I'm like, all right, click play, and we watch it from there. Like, I wouldn't mind that. I think that'd be fun. What else? But yeah, it all just comes down to time, and sometimes I just don't have time, which is fine. But all right, people, I'm gonna end the stream there. But hope you guys have a good rest of your day, safe night. I'll catch you guys in another stream. See you later.